Hey guys, I'm TJ. Welcome to New Zealand Mysteries. If you don't know much about the channel, I usually try and cover unsolved mysteries from New Zealand, but every now and then I like to do something from around the world, stories from around the world. And when there's two 5-year-olds missing in America right now, I think that they need as much attention as possible. So I'm happy to talk about these guys, these little babies, and try and get as much info out there and people looking for them as possible. Hi Pam, good to see you. Hi little Pookie, thanks for dropping by. It's awesome. So I wanted to start with the missing 5-year-old Michael monkey, Vaughn, because Summer Wells's case has enormous publicity. It's crazy. But Michael's doesn't seem to get that much. And I'm not saying that Summer's case is not just as important, because it is, but I really want to look at his case. So I'm going to actually play the press conference from when he first went missing. It's quite long, but I haven't seen it in its entirety, and I think it's really important. So I'm going to try, because I'm not that good at online stuff, but let's see. Give me a second. Let's try this. And please let me know if you can hear it properly.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is J.D. Huff, and I'm Chief of Police for the City of Fruitland. And I just want to start out by saying thank you for attending today. This thing is monumental. It's super important that we have you guys here helping us out, getting some words out here today. So I want to start this off by introducing some of my counterparts here, some of my partners that are helping me with this. I'll start out with Special Agent Brian Sullivan with the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Captain Matt Sly with the Idaho State Police. I've got Chief John Plaza with the Payette Police Department, Brian Marinelli with the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue Team, and I've got the family of Michael Joseph Vaughn here, Brandy, Tyler, and Brandy's sister here today with us. So I'm going to read my press release to you, and then I'll stand by for a few questions for you once we complete this, okay? Today, the Fruitland Police Department, in conjunction with the State Police, multiple Treasure Valley law enforcement agencies, and the Federal Bureau of Investigation, we continue to search for missing and endangered 5-year-old Michael Joseph Vaughn, MJ to his family and friends. Michael was last seen near his residence on Southwest 9th Street in Fruitland at approximately 6:30 p.m. on July 27th, 2021. Operations to date include the methodical search of the area near Michael's residence, which included 2 irrigation runoff ditches, which were drained by the Fruitland Public Works Department in an extensive search and rescue effort, including the use of canines, aerial, and marine and land support. Idaho Fish and Game officers are continuing to search the river by boat, 4 to 5 miles downriver and back up, and in the sloughs of the Snake River as well. The Fruitland Police Department will continue to organize search and rescue operations with resources provided by the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue Team, the Fruitland Fire Department, and the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and others. We've received a tremendous amount of support from the Fruitland community, and will continue to call upon them, but as needed. We're continuing to seek the public's assistance to identify individuals who are in the area of Southwest 8th, Southwest 9th, and Cornwall Way in Fruitland from 6:30 and 7:15 p.m. on Tuesday, July 27, 2021. If you were in that area or you know someone who was, please contact us at 208-642-6006, extension 0. That's the Fayette County Sheriff's Office, and again, a tip line. Even if you don't believe you have something that's relevant or relevant information to this case, we want you to contact us so we can recreate a complete picture of the time that Michael was last seen. Every minute counts in these investigations when searching for a missing child, and we appreciate the public's support and cooperation as we continue the search for Michael. If you live in the immediate area, please thoroughly search your property to include any outbuildings, vehicles, anything that a 5-year-old kid could get into. We also ask that you review any security camera footage that you may have that may be attached to your house. Video is extremely important to us in these circumstances, in these investigations. We're also very grateful for the public's assistance in following up on each lead. We are vigorously following up on each lead that we're getting in. So I want to make it clear that as your tips are coming in, they're not falling on deaf ears. The community knows because they see us out here every single day, pounding the pavement, pounding these rural areas. We are working. We're committed to finding Michael, and we're not going to leave any stones unturned. So you need to understand that the investigation of this child we're using every resource, and it's very intense. We ask that the community only report information from credible sources to law enforcement. And as we know, that as we know that if we're just coming up with speculation, it causes rumors, and we'd like to have factual information. So please help us out that way so we can chase down factual leads. We also want to emphasize that Michael's family continues to be 100% cooperative with our investigation, and we're asking you to be extremely respectful of their privacy during this situation, and we would appreciate that. Super difficult time, as you would know. So Michael was last seen wearing a light blue Minecraft t-shirt over here on my left, dark blue boxer briefs, a child size 11 sandal, and he stands 3 foot 7 inches tall. He's 50 pounds. He's got blonde hair, blue eyes, and he answers to the nickname Monkey.
So we're going to just pause there for a moment. And I wanted, Gary says, where is this? And so if you are not from the United States, because I'm not, this is in Idaho, about there. And as for the place that they were talking about, the nitty gritty, it's around here, Southwest 8th Street and South Washington Ave. Now, if we take a satellite picture, we can see that there is quite a few residential places around there, but there is lots of paddocks, I guess you would call them, as well. So it's not huge town. Yeah, this is really, really sad. So they mention a top, a Minecraft top, and this is the top he was wearing, or one exactly like he was wearing. Minecraft is very, very popular. I know my kids were into it. So this is what I found, kivitv.com, and they have an up-to-date sort of going timeline of what is happening. So I'm going to go through some of this. So the original story: Fruitland police need your help finding the missing 4-year-old boy, Michael Joseph Vaughn, and he goes by Monkey, which is so cute. He was reported missing around 7:30 p.m. on Tuesday. He was last seen on foot around 6:30 Tuesday evening near his home on Southwest 9th Street in Fruitland. Michael is considered missing and endangered. He was last wearing a light blue Minecraft t-shirt, as we look and seen, and dark blue boxer briefs. He is only 43 inches tall and 50 pounds, with blonde hair and blue eyes, and he's just absolutely gorgeous, baby, just like summer. Local law enforcement, EMS agencies, and community members joined in on the search for Michael. Those efforts included vehicles, foot, and aerial searches thanks to drones and a St. Luke's helicopter. Fruitland police say forward-looking infrared thermal systems were used with no success. It sounds like this police law enforcement have pulled out every stop. looking for this wee baby. Idaho Mountain Rescue later joined the search with their highly trained search and rescue personnel and a tracking canine. Police are asking residents to check their property and security cameras for any sign of the boy. Fruitland police say as of Wednesday morning, Michael's whereabouts are still unknown and the investigation is ongoing. In a release, the department thanked the community and partner first responders for their help in thoroughly searching the areas. And of course, there's a number there at the bottom of my screen if you know anything else. So before I go to the next update, how different is this from the Summer Wells case? First of all, law enforcement has come out right off the bat and they have given a huge statement, and they've gone into what they're looking the community to look for, who's involved, how big the searches are, telling the family or telling everyone, to respect the privacy of the family. Much different to the Summer Wells case. I don't think law enforcement have actually released anything in the Summer Wells case, which is kind of making more for speculation, if you know what I mean. So before we continue, little Pookie said it is known for the Idaho potatoes also. Okay, I'll have to just believe you on that unless you want to send me a potato. Might not be fresh by the time it gets here though. Gary, no, South Dakota is 8 hours just into the border. Denver, Colorado is 8 hours. Wow. So New Zealand is so small that I could get from one end of South Island to the other end in about 12 hours, I think. I'm not quite sure for the North Island because I've never been there. But, we're only a little 5 million. So let's keep going with this story. An update on the 7th of 29. If you're in Kiwi, it's the 29th of the 7th. Fruitland Police, with help from Idaho State Police and other Treasure Valley law enforcement agencies, are still searching for missing 5-year-old Michael Vaughn. On Wednesday, police searched residences near Michael's home and continued searches of the area with canine units and the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue Team. The Army National Guard deployed a helicopter and did a search of the entire area. Water levels in the area canals were dropped and searched by canine and fire personnel with no success. What's different too is we're getting play-by-play where they're searching and what methods they're using. And we didn't really get that in the Summer Wells case, so different. According to a news release, the Idaho Mountain Search and Rescue Team was released Wednesday afternoon as police were confident the immediate area was thoroughly searched. Law enforcement will continue to coordinate search efforts. This is an active investigation and the search effort is ongoing. The Fruitland Police Department is thanking all first responders and the community for taking the time to look for Michael. So, Gary says, probably because SA offenders. I'm not quite sure that's what that was in regards to, quite frankly. I can't multitask that well, Women are supposed to multitask, but I can't. One screen with the reading on it and one screen looking at you guys, and, that's just enough for me. Okay, and then the next update on the 7/30, which we say 30/7. Fruitland Police are asking the police for help in identifying people who are in the area of Southwest 8th Street, Southwest 9th Street, and Cronwell Way from 6:30 to 7:15 p.m. on July 27th, the day Michael went missing. And again, we've got the number going across there if you have any information. Update on, this was only 4 days ago. This was an update on 8/2 for Kiwis, the 2nd of the 8th. 6 days, this poor baby, missing Michael Vaughn Search teams are still doing round-the-clock efforts to try and find him. Search efforts are being led by the Fruitland Police Department in conjunction with Idaho State Police, multiple Treasure Valley police agencies, and the FBI. So now the FBI is involved. Our goal is to find Michael. We've called on a considerable number of highly trained people and specialised resources who have come here to Fruitland to join the search, said Fruitland Police Chief. Michael deserves every effort we can make to find him, and that's what we're doing. Additional searches are being done by law enforcement and fire personnel using aerial, marine, and land using specialised equipment with extra focus on areas in and around where Michael was last seen. According to a news release, investigators are following up on information in an attempt to identify Michael's location. They are throwing everything at this little boy. And sadly, I think if he'd run away or just, wandered off, and how far could a 5-year-old go? With all these resources, I'm sure that they would have found him. That's just me. Investigators are still asking people to search their property, including all outbuildings, vehicles, and irrigation ditches. Residents have asked to review any security camera footage for any sign of a small child in the area. Those with credible information that may be useful and has not yet reported it, please contact the Sheriff's Department. Just breaks my heart. Absolutely breaks my heart. And then the page does the funky chicken. Let's go here. 13 law enforcement agencies have helped with the search efforts so far. Police have looked through 200 trash cans, drain canals, and have gathered 60 videos from residents and businesses. As of today, 163 tips have been received. Many have been cleared, but others are still being investigated. All information received is being reviewed by investigators. Over 3,000 acres, that's a hell of a lot, of farmland have been searched with canine teams and 29 miles of riverbanks using aircraft, drones, boats with canines and paragliders. The drone flights will continue, and the Fruitland Police Department plans to deploy a dive team to search a pond near Southwest 8th Street. What makes, so we can see here there's so many different agencies and different methods of searching that they're using for this young man. Why are they not using the same amount or the same amount of agencies in the Summer Wells case? I'm not an American, but you guys may be able to tell me why and what the difference is. Sugar Romeo, not desert, it's farmland and pasture, lots of cows and chickens over there. Little Pookie, I should say. The Sawtooth Mountains are in Idaho. So, I don't know what Idaho is. If we look at, this one here, you can see there's a lot of pastures. There's a highway here, so that's not too far away from the town. If someone abduct them, I don't want to think that, then they can certainly get onto this highway pretty quickly. Gary says big rugged rocks. I don't know. I don't see big rugged rocks here, but So what's the difference in these cases? First, it's the amount of resources that they're putting into finding this little boy. What on earth happened? Apparently the boy just wandered away. Just as simple as that. He just wandered away. I'll call my son. He went to Washington a couple of years ago. Oh, share your pic. Yeah, duh. Right. Can you see it now? Add to stream. Told you I wasn't good at this shit. Okay, so this is the highway over here, 84. I'm not sure if any of you guys know whether this is a big main highway, but I mean, there's a river, which is not always good. But yeah, if someone was to abduct him, I'm pretty sure they could get to this highway rather quickly. Hi, Judy. Thanks for coming along. So Gary says, I live in Wisconsin, mostly rural area. Someone was trying to nab kids here in a white van, 2 different ones. I seen the one reported. Oh, it's absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Really sad that we've got those sort of people living in our communities. And I hear a lot of people say when they come across missing persons and missing kids that they then find out that they have got sex offenders that they never realized. Yeah. And it's not just 1 or 2 sex offenders. A lot of the time they're finding like there's like 20 something sex offenders in the area and they never even knew that. And I think that's really scary. So Fruitland, Idaho, a search crews looking for a missing 5-year-old Idaho boy missing. They're asking for any witnesses, even if they don't think they saw anything. This is apnews.com. Oh, pass off. You know when they bring up ads right in the middle when you're trying to read? Michael Joseph Vaughn was last seen on foot near his Fruitland home about 6:30 p.m. on Tuesday. In a Facebook post, the police department asked people to come forward if they were around that area at that time or if they know anyone else was in the area. Every minute counts when searching for a missing child, and we appreciate the public's continued support and cooperation. And yes, again, he's described as 3 feet, 6 inches, about 1 meter tall, 50 pounds, which for us is 23 kgs, wearing light blue Minecraft t-shirt, dark blue boxer briefs, and flip-flops. So how far could a little boy go wearing flip-flops? He probably just kicked them off, but terrible. So we've got little Pookie. These children could be flowing out anywhere in the world. I'm not sure how easy that would be. I mean, here in New Zealand, children have to have passports to fly out. And during the COVID situation, yeah, I'm not sure how easy it is over in America. With the COVID situation and how easy it is to fly children out if they don't have passports and stuff like that. I guess if someone was to abduct him and they wanted a passport, they could definitely get a fake one, I guess. Judy in Oamaru. So in the South Island, love to have someone here from New Zealand. Private planes. So little Pookie says private planes. How likely is it that someone who abducted a little boy, a baby, has a private plane? I don't know. Gary says probably in the States it's the 3rd most visited for SW human trafficking. Yes, we hear so much about human trafficking over there, guys. That's something that doesn't happen here in New Zealand. Thank goodness. Not that we know of anyway. Little Pookie, a small plane costs about the same as a car. Oh, I didn't realise. So Judy, it's fantastic down here in Oamaru. Yes, I have been there a few times, just passing through, mind you, going down south. But yeah. scary. $80 an hour to fly. Wow. Myself, there's no way I'd get into a small plane. I would be shitting myself. Just saying. So the difference here with the two cases, as far as I can see, with the families, is in the Summer Wells case, first, law enforcement has not said anything, which is a problem in my eyes. They should be giving a statement, they should be saying something, or they should be saying that this is the direction that it's going in, or people have been cleared of being involved or not cleared of being involved or something, because they have not said anything. It just calls for speculation, and the rumors and speculation that is going on right now in the Summer Wells case blows my mind. Absolutely blows my mind. Judy slowly says, if it slowly comes up, some people don't like it here, but it is what it is, and it is what you make it. I love it, and I agree totally, because I think New Zealand is amazing. Look how we're doing with COVID. I mean, as far as I can see, we are doing the best in COVID. So now I want to look at something regarding the Summer Wells case, and I've put the information for the Tennessee TBI down there if you have any information. But I just wanted to go across something that has just been released. TBI says red pickup sought in Summer Wells case hasn't been located, contrary to rumours. So this is something from law enforcement. I'm so glad that they finally spoke out and said something. The TBI is saying the red Toyota Tacoma pickup being sought by investigators in the Summer Wells case hasn't been located, contrary to social media rumours. So we know that social media is really doing something and influencing the amount of information and the right information on this case. According to a TBI report issued this week, the investigation into the disappearance of the 5-year-old remains active and ongoing. TBI agents and Hawkins County Sheriff's Office detectives continue to search for a 1998 to 2000 maroon or red Toyota Tacoma with a full bed ladder rack and white buckets in the truck bed. As previously mentioned by the TBI, this stems from information investigators received that a truck matching this description was seen in the area of a Beach Creek Road and Ben Hill Road in the late afternoon to early evening on either Monday, June 14th or Tuesday, June 15th. Summer was reported from her missing from her Ben Hill Road residence on June 15th around 6:30 p.m. A TBI report states that a photo of what the truck may look like has been circulating on social media, as have claims that the vehicle has been found. This is not accurate. The TBI said, and that photo was not released by law enforcement. The public is urged to share information only from official sources. So we can tell that they know what's going on social media, and they know the shit storm that's going on social media about this case. And they haven't said much, but they're saying now share information only from official sources. The problem is the official sources, the official sources are not saying jack shit. They have not been saying jack shit. TBI also reported that individuals are asking for donations under the pretense that they are assisting law enforcement in the search for Summer. Agents and Hawkins County detectives have not requested investigative assistance from any private citizen. Should investigators develop new information that could help in locating Summer, they will notify the public immediately, the TBI said. The TBI noted, however, that it cannot share specifics about the investigation itself as it is ongoing. The HCSO, Hawkins County Sheriff's Office, I imagine, also reported it is not utilising the assistance of any psychics in the search for Summer. So I'm not quite sure where that came from, but obviously it's been said somewhere. Social media posts directed to the Hawkins County Sheriff's Office will not be evaluated. Very interesting. So they're saying they are not interested in what social media's got to say. They're not even going to read them or look into them. Interesting. So I guess we wanted them to say something, and they have. And they are directing it a lot at social media. So this is a sort of picture here. I don't know if you can see of the pickup truck, the red maroon one that they are looking for. Which reminds me, actually, in this photo here with Summer is her little puppy. I can't remember what the puppy's name is. There's been no mention of the puppy. I haven't seen it. I didn't see it when Chris went on there. When Chris from the interview room went there, I never seen it. So it's just odd for me that we have not heard anything about the puppy, because she obviously loves the puppy and no one's asked about it. So I'm not quite sure. Thank you, little Pookie, for the chat super sticker. That's awesome. Thank you so much. True Crime with Libby. Hey, lady. Glad I caught you live. Hey, True Crime with Libby. If you haven't gone to her channel and subscribed, please do. She does a lot more on Summer Wells and knows a lot more than I do. Gary says, I wonder if Summer went looking for it that day, the dog. I do wonder, because even though Don and Candace say that Summer would not leave the property. Oh, True Crime with Libby says Candace pointed the puppy out during her interview. Coming up during her interview at the house with Chris, I'm pretty sure. Okay, Libby, I don't remember seeing that, but I'm going to take your word for it, because you... is it logical that, like I said, they keep saying that Summer would not leave the house. She would not go wandering. But a 5-year-old is curious. So if she is outside on her swing and she sees something that's different, new, from the woods, or, around the house, is she likely to go and have a look? Is she likely to go and follow it? I actually think so. I think a 5-year-old would be curious enough and forget for a little bit that they're not supposed to go into the woods or whatever, and they'd go and look, I think. I've had 5-year-olds. Granted, that was a long time ago. But yeah, I think they would go. I will go. Did anyone hear the latest interview with Don and Chris from the interview room? I still... Hey, Down Under Crime Talks. Thanks for coming. I still don't see or feel that Don is involved in her going missing or whatever's happened. For some reason, I don't feel that. But he's not a good man. We know this. He's a scumbag. There's lots of things that he said and that we have heard from his family that does not paint him in a nice light. And we know that he is a offender. And he admitted to that in that. Hi, Teresa. Thanks for coming. Little Pookie says, I did not think he was proper with Candace and Don. Gary said, yes, even if she went out back to see. Sorry. If she went out back to see if it was out there, my son used to chase birds. I think that even if she was told not to go, I think that a 5-year-old would go looking for something. He does make my skin crawl, Judy, as well. But does that make him a murderer? Does that make him someone that's going to sell his kid? I don't see it. I don't see that big jump. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets arrested soon for the things that happened to or between him and his sister. That wouldn't surprise me because he admitted to that during the interview with Chris. True crime, he did admit to the SA, but he also blamed his sister, who is 5 to 7 years younger than he is. Also, the abuse began at the same age as Summer is. I don't think, from what he said, I don't think he thought he was in the wrong. Hey, Stephen Harper, welcome. He just said he talked about it if it was just a matter-of-fact thing that happened between his sister and it's no big deal. And he said she was just as much to blame as he was. WTF? The age difference? She's not at fault. No. So he is scum. Let's get that right out there. He is scum and he needs to be arrested and charged for that. I don't know much about the laws in America. I mean, I don't know if in that state that the state can just charge someone and not have to have the victim do it. Yeah, let me know what you think. Down Under, he did refer to the situation as a relationship. Absolutely. He didn't see that he was doing anything wrong. He didn't see it as wrong, which really, really bothers me. Gary says that is BS. Yeah, it is BS. Absolutely. True crime with Libby, exactly, and that's a narcissistic response as well as a pedo response. Definitely a narcissistic response and a pedo response. I absolutely agree. And just, I don't know, is he dumb? How does he not think that's wrong? I don't understand. How the F does he not think that was wrong? He just talked about it like it was no big deal. Yeah, it happened. And Gary says most states have a time limit. I don't think there's a statute of limitations for this offending. No, that's what I've heard, but I could be wrong. Little Pookie says the state can prosecute on behalf of the victim. That's good to know. So I am hoping that happens. Down Under Crime Talk says he thinks it's normal. I know, I don't get it. True crime with Libby, because a narcissist doesn't think they do anything wrong. And they don't. They think that they're in the right all the time. They blame other people for stuff that's going on all the time. They deflect. And he's really good at deflecting. We've seen that. Gary says, yes, in Texas, it's 30 years. Right. So how many years ago was this sexual offending? If anyone can work it out, because my maths is shit. Got a sore bum. Little Pookie says, yes, it does have a statute of limitations. Teresa, one thing we didn't find out from that latest interview was Chris didn't ask about the boys. He said he went to work at 7 a.m.ish, and we know that Candace said she went out in the morning. Right. So there is a gag order in place about the boys. He cannot talk about the boys. He can talk about anything else, but not the boys. And because it doesn't want, they don't want to mess up the chances of getting the boys back. But I don't see the boys coming back at this stage. Yeah, 40 years, Gary says. So that's quite a long time, isn't it? They don't think they are doing wrong, Judy. No, they don't. It's very, very sad. Very sad. So who was with the boys? Teresa says. We don't know because he hasn't. So they were home all day by themselves. It appears so. Oh, Grandma was there, wasn't she? Because they came home and helped. Oh no, Grandma was in the car. Sorry. Yes, the boys were home by themselves. I don't know what age you have to be over there to leave kids by themselves, but in New Zealand it's 14 years old. I think the oldest one was like 12. Yeah. So yeah, sorry, they did. True crime with Libby. He sounded like he almost blames Candace that something happened to Summer when he said that he'd always told her over and over to watch her carefully because he feared for her. Yes. And that's what narcissists do, isn't it? They blame other people. And he mentioned in the last interview that he always had a fear that something would happen to Summer. He doesn't know why, but he always had a fear that something could happen to Summer. He didn't think it would be kidnapping, but I don't know. The oldest son is 13. So is that old enough, little Pookie, to stay at home? I don't know. Grandma was on the car. Yes, she was. Don hasn't said anything on Facebook since the interview aired yesterday morning. I have heard from channels, and I don't know what is true and what is not. Actually, I seen some Facebook posts about how angry Don was at Chris from the interview room. He really thought that Chris done the dirty on him. Don's not helping himself by going onto Facebook and social media. It just gives more rise to these rumors and everything. Yeah, he's just not helping himself at all. Little Pookie, discretion in most states, 13 home alone would not seem unusual. While they were swimming, the boys alone, 13 is old enough to babysit, but a child check-up that day. Why not be there to clean it up, not the boys? Down under, crime talks. 13-year-old shouldn't be responsible for the two younger boys. I don't think so, but I mean, 14-year-old is okay here in New Zealand to babysit. So what Gary says, that's absolutely right. More, they are out not looking for Summer or pleading for her. Yes. In that last interview, I never heard him asking for Summer or saying, if you've got Summer, can you please not hurt her? Can you please let her go? Where is her? Where is her? Then another thing that the internet is going nuts about as well is the way that he described his feelings for Summer and the way she felt about him. He said, she loved me so much. She used to come to me and not Candace. And then he described her as being, the love of his life and everything. Is it creepy? I don't know. I've heard a lot of dads that say these sort of things. Is it because he is a SO offender that makes it more creepy? Yes, I think so. The Summer Wells case has gotten complicated and it's really getting really sad. It is very, very sad. What about when Don said the 20 dogs just happened to not be at the house that day? Teresa, in my thoughts, these dogs are not inside affectionate dogs. They are feral wild dogs. And I don't think that it's unlikely that they would go off into the woods all the time, and they stay together as a pack, and they could be away for a day or two and then come back. I know that Candace gives them some food now and again, but they're not pet dogs, they're feral. So I don't think that's highly unlikely. True crime with Libby. Oh, Don taught Chris anew on Facebook. Yeah, he tried to trash him completely. Another narcissistic behavior when defending himself, tries to ruin the person. Yeah, absolutely. He really, really went at Chris. But Chris has said to him the whole time, from what I can see, that he's going to air what Don says to him. And then sometimes I think Don is really, really simple and he just doesn't get shit. But then I think narcissists are actually quite intelligent and they know how to manipulate people in situations. So I keep flip-flopping. Yeah. Sugar, here in California, as parents, we are allowed to leave our children home alone at the age of 13, so long as the parents believe the child is responsible enough to be left home alone. Thank you very much. So I'm guessing, or I'm hoping, that either there is an arrest coming, is it in Utah, for the offending with his sister. I hope that goes ahead, regardless of Summer's case. Of course, I hope that Summer is found well, but as the days go by, it's very unlikely. I still really am bothered by the social media on this case. I know that Don doesn't help himself when he goes on his rants and he does the interviews and he admits to horrible things. He's a scumbag. He should shut up, basically. But I can find or name 20 channels a day. Some go on every day and they just call out shit. They call names. They create rumors. They can't back up their stories or where they got them from. It's all speculation. I don't think the police are doing anything to calm that down because they're just not having enough press conferences or releasing information. I mean, for instance, the red truck, it went around that the red truck was found, and now we know that's a lie. It hasn't been found. They're still looking for it. So social media has a lot to answer for. There are channels that I don't mind when people have different opinions, as long as they are respectful about them. Yeah. Some of them are backtracking now, though, Judy. I don't know. Some of them are backtracking. Some people are flip-flopping, which is okay, but some channels are just gross in the way that they're conducting their streams and their chat. I think it's very disgusting. I've left quite a few, but every day these people are going live and throwing out disinformation and calling people names, and it feels like they're inciting hate. Yeah, their first videos were damning. I'm flip-flopping too. I must admit, I'll hear one thing, excuse me, I'll hear one thing and I'll think, yep, Don's just a scumbag. And I know he is a scumbag. True crime with Libby. Yeah, I do not like the fake news at all. That will hurt the case. Reasonable deduction seems okay, but making shit up is not cool. Absolutely right. It's not cool. And it hurts the case. But it seems to go like wildfire. Excuse me, guys. One channel will say something and then someone will go from that chat over to another channel and say it into that chat. And then all of a sudden, fake news and it's going to thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I know that thousands, I mean like 60,000 people watch Chris interview room interviews. 60,000 people. That's just watching it. And you tell one of those 60,000 people makes their own deduction from something, and then shares it in chat, and it just goes fucking nuts. It really does. Little Pookie. In the USA, a person is presumed innocent unless proven guilty. The internet is not getting views with that approach. Absolutely. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Here in New Zealand, you are presumed innocent until proven guilty, and there is nothing that proves that Don or Candace had anything to do with the disappearance of someone else. Nothing. Are there red flags? Absolutely. Absolutely everywhere. Red flags going up. But does that make them responsible for what's happened? I say no. I don't think so. Yes, but that isn't a court of law. We have a right to gather facts and information for the purpose of forming an opinion. Yes, you have the right to gather facts. And I don't mind facts. It's different from just making up crap and speculation and making up rumors. But what do I know? I'm just someone from New Zealand, and I don't know how it works over there. But definitely, it was great for y'all to show up today. I really appreciated it. Are any of you willing to get or let us know your theory on what you think's happened to Summer? I know that some people want to keep that to themselves, which is absolutely okay. Little Pookie, I don't understand why they have put the names, ages, and images of the minor children on blast, even their home address. The difference between this case and Monkey's case, totally different. They want their privacy. They're not giving out information. The parents, they're letting the law enforcement take care of it, which is the way it's supposed to go. We haven't got rumors about that. We've only got facts about that story, which is what we like, is the facts and information. And the police are keeping everyone up to date all the time. I think it's great. Gary says it's worldwide news. We judge and make opinions all day, every day about everything we do. Yeah, we do. I get that. I think the law enforcement have got a lot to answer for, because I think if they would acknowledge more stuff like they did in that article about the red truck, that would stop a lot of speculation and rumors. I feel like the family put it out there on display. They seem to have brought the attention onto themselves, and then they respond inappropriately too. Yes, I don't think the family have helped themselves whatsoever, especially Don and his Facebook rants. And then when he's talking to Chris about what happened with his sister and saying that it's just normal, is bizarre. They certainly have not helped themselves. And he continues not to help himself because he can't. He cannot help himself. He will continue to go on social media, and he'll continue. Judy, we all have the right to gather facts and form our own opinion. I do think there is some weird going on, and I'm sure Mum knows something. Maybe. Autumn Falls, hey, good to see you. Didn't catch this until now. I was busy watching everything by Adventures with Purpose. Thanks for introducing me to them. It's good for you to be here. By the way, if you haven't gone to Down Under, just trying to find actually what your name is. Down Under True Crime, isn't it? I know they were here before. Down Under Crime Talks. If you haven't been there, please go over there and subscribe to that channel as well. True crime with Libby. I think C knows something, but I also think she is controlled by D. Maybe abused. Yes, because a narcissist can be very manipulative and very controlling. We don't know this for a fact that that's how the relationship is, but I do agree that she may be controlled and manipulated by Don in some way, and that can mean abuse. Yeah. As individuals, yes. As creators and influencers, they have a responsibility. Give us the facts. Yes, I agree. The thing is with these groups is to trash it out so all the info becomes clear. Just have to remember not to make it personal and bash people. Absolutely. When Rose was out there supporting Grandis, she said that Don was controlling everything and got in her face. Yes, I read that. One thing that I did see, I'm not sure if you guys seen the prayer vigil that was in their town. The focus was on Don. Don was the one speaking, and Candace was off to the side. Don never put his arm around Candace. He never held her hand. He never stood right beside her or even acknowledged her in that video. And that made me really, really sad. And that made me think that there is some control going on. That's just in my opinion, and that's what I observed, but we don't know for sure if that's true. AWP is doing an awesome job in solving many water disappearances. That's good. If Don left again, Candace wouldn't have an income, would she? Well, that's it. People keep saying, why doesn't Candace leave him? Why doesn't Candace leave him? If you know anything about domestic violence, it's very normal for abuse victims. If there is, and I'm not saying there is, but it's normal for them to stay in the circle of abuse and not get out. Now, if she left him, where would she go? What money would she have? She'd lose her family. She's already lost her kids. So I think I feel for the woman, actually. Gary says, I don't look at their Facebook or don't have TikTok. Actually, neither do I. As far as Dawn not comforting her, I know that when tragedy strikes, some families fall apart as opposed to coming together. Autumn Falls, you're absolutely right. I have seen, unfortunately, that missing children or big tragedies and trauma do make for failed relationships, which is very, very sad. It's Hi, little Pookie. In that culture, men are dominant. I think drinking here has also been abusive. So, when he was describing the situation with Jose, it sounded as though both him and Candace and Grandma and Jose were abusive while they were drinking. It sounded like it went both ways, to be honest. The last prayer vigil, they were standing miles apart. Yeah, they were. I don't know whether that's because Candace just wasn't interested in what was going on and she didn't want to be involved. I don't know. Did they go just to, sort of show that they were attending these vigils, or did they actually want to go? I don't know. I don't know what I would feel if I was in their shoes, if I would like to go to a vigil or not. I know that a prayer circle was held for missing Fruitland boy Michael Vaughn. I might just read that for a minute. On Friday night, people gathered together in prayer at Fruitland Community Park during the search for 5-year-old Michael Vaughn. We've got to find that kid, Jennifer Hannah Michael's nanny said. We've got to. Jennifer Hannah is speaking on behalf of Michael's family, and she helped organise the prayer circle. Much stress is being placed on her during the investigation, but she continues to thank the community for all the help in trying to find Michael. This whole community had come together and been absolutely incredible with their support, she said. Michael's parents are hurting badly, and Hannah thanks people for respecting their privacy during the search, although this experience will stay with the family for the rest of their lives. Right now, bringing Michael home is the only thing that matters. His mummy needs him, Hannah said. His daddy needs him. Papa needs him. We just need him to come home. Friday night's press circle isn't the end of Jennifer's efforts. She and the family will continue leading the search into the weekend and beyond if necessary. I'm going to keep doing these until we hear something. I want his face plastered across the entire nation. The search for Michael will continue into the weekend. What a difference. Do you know, has Candace or Don actually searched at all? And if you had a missing 5-year-old, if you had a missing baby, would you go searching or would you let law enforcement take care of it? True Crime with Libby. Remember though, Candace herself said she was afraid for herself, her children, and her mother. She put it in writing. Yes, so that was when she tried to get the order, wasn't it? And she actually ended up dropping it. I think that's correct. According to Don, but Don was arrested, no one else. That's with the Jose incident. Yes. This land was from Don's family. That's right, little Pookie. So it's not as though she can ask him to leave. Little Pookie, Candace reached out to Don's arm in the prayer circle at some point. Sometimes law enforcement does ask that they stay home. Yes, absolutely agree. They have been known to do that. I'd be out there until I couldn't walk all day, every day crying. Gary, I would be an absolute mess. Absolute mess. If it was my child. Could I just stay home? I probably could be so depressed and so absolutely beside myself that I could barely get out of bed, to be honest. And, you know, it's been said that people respond to grief in different ways. And, you know, Don and Candace aren't grieving or being as emotional as they should be. You know, it goes on. Don had 4 days to change Candace's mind about leaving and dropping it. Classic abuser remorse. Yeah, that's kind of the vicious circle, isn't it? That goes on. I'd be there down under Crope Talks. I would be out there. Gary says they're crying out for their baby. Yeah, they're not crying out enough to some people. You know, I next think that I'm going to go on the internet and there's going to be a rumor about how Don wipes his ass, and if it's the right way or the wrong way, because they're going to run out of things to go at him for. Even though he's a scumbag, I know he's a scumbag, but it's just on and on and on and on. What makes this case so big? What makes all these creators and influencers talk about this case nonstop? There are channels that are speaking about this case and nothing else, just that. Hi, New Zealand. Hey, Patricia. Thanks for coming. True Crime with Libby. I don't know if it's true, but I keep hearing that Candace has 2K flyers in her car that haven't been posted or passed out. I haven't seen any information on that, and I would want proof, I guess, to believe that. I mean, she might have passed out so many that she has nowhere to pass out anymore. I mean, it's a rural area. How many flyers can you actually put out? We don't know. We don't know. Little Pookie, they have nitpicked everything they could think of. That's right. They have nitpicked at everything they can think of about Don. They really have. And it just makes me wonder what on earth they are going to have next to pick at him for. I mean, this is 40-something days, I think, maybe more. And aren't they going to be running out of content and stuff to nitpick and that? And then I see people, creators going on off at the people that support Don, the creators that support Don. I don't support Don. He's a creep. He is a offender. He did some appalling things to his family. He's not a nice guy, but there is no evidence that he done the same thing to Summer. Let me say that. There is no evidence. Is a possibility? Everything's a possibility, but there's no evidence. Summer slept in the bed. Okay. Well, shitloads of kids sleep in their parents' bed. Just saying. We now think it's wrong because we know of the history that he has. But do we have evidence or anything that he has hurt Summer in that way? No, we don't. No, we don't. Down Under Crime Talks, yes, but some still go live on Chris Watts every day. It blows my mind. I know, right? I know. I try to keep the content. I mean, my lives are pretty much about this because I don't do many lives, but my videos are definitely missing persons cases or unsolved cases. True crime with Libby, I think because many truly believe that he is guilty. Yeah, they do. Yeah. With the Wells on social media, etc., they have content. Yeah, I guess that Don keeps giving them content, I guess, because he just won't shut up. He just doesn't shut up. Little Pookie, she may have flyers in her car. Her state of mind may not allow her to absorb more. They probably have sensory overload. Absolutely. I don't think we can make anything of the flyers in the car. Just saying, don't know if it's true for the first thing, and I don't think it could mean anything. Patricia, thanks for coming, hun. Well, Don was angry at people who are actually out and searching for Summer. I honestly think posters aren't being put up because they know where she is. Okay. I can see your point. Gary, that's why it's wrong. We have evidence. There is no cure for offending. Yep. We just don't have any proof. No proof, but it's not only a possibility, it's a probability due to his past and recent actions. I'm not going to go for a probability. I'm just going to say it's a possibility. But definitely a possibility. He's been there before. He's done it. He's admitted to it. And he's also admitted that he didn't think he was wrong in that situation. So that definitely, yeah. Little Pookie, I drove the wrong way on a one-way streets when I lost my child. I wouldn't blame you, Little Pookie. And I have missed my kids for like 5 minutes or lost them in a store, and I have lost my mind. Hi, Blue Heron. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Patricia Strang, I thought he was frustrated at them searching local when he is convinced Summer was taken away. That was my recollection too, is he was angry because they're searching in the wrong places. And he's getting frustrated because he thinks they're wasting time because they're searching in the wrong places, and that's why he was getting angry. That's what I think happened or was happening. But of course, it just came out that he was angry at the searchers and law enforcement, but I think that was the reason. What was his age preference for SA? If I remember correctly, they were older. True Crime with Libby, you might have more information. I think it was around the same age. I think it was like 4 or 5. True Crime with Libby, I apologise, but the probability does not come from my opinion, but from statistics and the informed opinion of law enforcement officers. Thank you. Okay. If that's from statistics, then it's probability, I guess. No, his sister was 4 or 5. And I wonder, because it's a stepsister, it's not a blood sister. And I wonder if, because it's a stepsister, if that in his eyes makes it different, because they're not related with or by blood. That's definitely a possibility. And I could see someone saying or thinking, if they were a certain type of person, that this was a good excuse. But, they can only be searching in the wrong places if he knows where she is. Yeah, I agree with that to an extent. I just think he keeps saying that he believes she's been abducted and taken far away. But looking at that, yes, searching in the wrong places if he knows where she is, I get that. Absolutely. She wasn't the only one. Yes, there was a few family members that came through as well and said that he has done something. 3 little girls we know of. Unfortunately, that might not be all, but oh yeah, he thinks he is blameless. He is ridiculous. He does think he's blameless. He blames the other person, the victim blaming, and then he goes on to say he's the victim. He actually comes over as a victim. He's a scumbag. He really is a scumbag. Is he responsible for his daughter going missing? I don't know. Autumn Falls, can you point me to where you found that? I'm wanting to learn more about this case, but keep seeing fluff drama articles instead of facts. There's a lot of those, Autumn. I don't even know all the facts and what is fact or fiction at this point, because I don't have 100 hours in one day to cover all the damn channels that are covering this case and trying to work out what's true and what's not. Now, Chasing Truth is a really good channel. I really like her. So if you want to go to a good channel, Chasing Truth, I think she has a good channel. And tell her I sent you. Little Pookie, the age is still the big deal, but not blood related, could have justified it in his mind. That's what I think. He doesn't seem to think the age is a big deal at all. He doesn't seem to have a problem with that. But because they weren't blood related, I am pretty sure that he justifies that in his mind as it being okay. He admitted to drug running in Mexico. They aren't small-time dealers. Could he set up an illegal adoption, Patricia? Well, I guess he could. Anybody could. Did he? I don't know. How likely is that? I don't know. How likely is it that drug dealers, in fact, take little children in lieu of payment or other things? I don't know about that. Kerry, my eyes are strained all day. Yes, they are. I have to sometimes get off because sometimes it's that's too much. Down Under Crime Talks, yes, me too. Plus, she's funny as Chasing Truth. Yeah, she really is. She's good. And now she's got a whiteboard where she writes information and facts down and then covers them. So she's getting really good at it. The interview with Trish is on my channel and originally on Tiffany Marie's. Awesome. So if you want to watch that interview, go over to True Crime with Libby's channel and take a look. There you go. I watch everything I can. I do too, Gary, but sometimes, I tell you what, sometimes I put Judge Judy on. And the reason I put Judge Judy on is to clear my mind of all the Summer Wells bullshit and have a bit of light relief, because I work hard on my videos, I work hard on my research. Then I watch so much of the Summer Wells stuff and others, and it just gets a bit too much. So, yeah, Judge Judy's good. True Crime with Libby, she's good. What else have we got here? Oh, no. Oh, thank you, little Pookie, for that. If you'd like or able to join me in helping support this channel. Oh, that's so lovely. Thank you so much. Down Under Crime Talks, beers, trafficking, druggies, co-worker, etc., etc. John just deflects. Don. I said John. I meant Don. Just deflects over and over. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think those are qualities of a narcissist, that it's everybody's fault but his. He's the victim. And it's other people that are picking on him, other people that are in the wrong. That's normal. And that's definitely what we heard in the interview with Chris. Down Under Crime Talks. Down Under Crime Talks. I'm going to have to stop soon because I'm having trouble speaking. Says, I do patchwork. I'm making a summer quilt. Oh, that's nice. You know what? When Delphi happened, when the murders of Libby and Abby happened in Delphi, I mean, it's been a few years now. That was in 2017, so it's been like 4 years. That was one of the cases that blew up, and every single channel, like 20 channels, were going over this case. And there was many channels that were just focused on the Delphi case and were not focusing on anything else. I'm not saying those channels are bad. There's some that are really good. But it took 4 years for that not to be the it subject, I guess. And I feel like the Summer Wells case has taken over that case. I mean, Chris Watts' case was the same thing. That just went viral, Chris Watts. And the same thing happened on that case, I think. And then, we've got the Delphi murders, and now I think Summer Wells. If we had something from law enforcement, I know I just did read an article from law enforcement, but if we had more giving us some information, it would help stop the speculation. They did this in the Delphi case as well. Law enforcement did not give much information, which leads to lots of speculation. True Crime with Libby, thank you so much. Thank you for being so gentle, even when you disagree, keeping it classy. I'm trying to be respectful of everybody's opinions, because everyone is entitled to their own opinions, absolutely. But I just think there's a respectful way that it can be done. And I think as creators, we do have a responsibility to moderate our chat and conduct ourselves in a way that is proper when we have so much influence on what others think, Awesome Fools, like Elisa Lamb's case too, everyone talked up the spooky aspect. Yes, that one went mad. people were saying that the video was cut and that there was some game that was going on, and you could see there was an invisibility cloak. And oh my God, so many creators covered that story and it went viral. It went crazy. Absolutely. Yeah. Down Under Crime Talks. They still do it every day with Chris Watts. Yeah. You can still find more channels that are covering. You know what? I've found more true crime channels than ever with the Summer Wells case. I never knew there were so many. Patricia String, Suzanne Morphew. Another very, very sad case. Very, very sad case. True crime with Libby, different eyes and points of view are important, especially in true crime. I think so. I think it's good to get and hear other people's opinions and views. I mean, you don't want to be just stuck on one theory if you've got no evidence. You know, you'd need to hear sides of the story. I think so. On Elisa Lamb, I heard if they had asked the family, would have told them what happened. Okay. Yes. True crime with Libby. Laurie Vallow too. She's a monster. People are stuck on that as well. I wish people would keep eyes on the West Boys. 8 months and nothing. Heartbreaking. And even here, Michael Vaughn. How often do you see people covering Michael Vaughn, Monkey? Because Summer Wells is dominating. And I'm doing it as well. We're talking about Summer Wells more than we're talking about Monkey. So remember him, please. But it's happening. It's happening. Hey, Sweetly Morbid Bear. Hey, hun. Thanks for popping in. True crime with Libby. Absolutely. That's why I have a channel. And I know Libby has some different views than I do. And that's okay. And I still go over to her channel and watch. What I do like is that her chat is moderated and she doesn't let crap into it and bullshit. She keeps it respectful and classy. Even though people are giving different opinions. I like that. See you, Autumn Falls. Thank you so much for showing up. I've got to run now, but I'm glad I caught you live. Have a good one. Thank you so much. Yeah, great point, Michael, as well, and so many more. I mean, those two boys, the awesome boys. Yeah. No, you didn't see that at all. You know, nothing. Didn't see anything. What are you talking about? So make sure you go to True Crime with Libby's channel, Down Under Crime Talks. Make sure you head over there as well. I'm going to end the broadcast now because I can barely speak. I've been speaking too long. Thank you so much for everyone that has joined me. I really, really do appreciate it. My biggest fear is doing a live and nobody tuning up. That gives me great anxiety. So I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate everyone having their own opinion, and you all kept it classy in the chat. That really means a lot to me. Go to Down Under Crime Talks and check out her channel as well. Go and see Chasing Truth and tell her that I sent you, because I think that she does a great job as well. Down Under Crime Talks, you did great, girl. Me too, I'm terrified. I've seen some of your videos and you do just fine. Gary, thank you, TJ and Knight. You guys hit the like button. Thank you, Gary. Thank you all for being here. I really did appreciate it. Patricia, thank you. Thank all of you. Love you guys.